All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And I want to just say in this video, man, I'm going to be talking about how one of the ways how this scripture right here, man, is going to be accelerated in its fulfillment. And this is just according to my opinion, right? But like when you consider this whole AI thing, right, and I've been using that AI thing to ask it some questions. I've just wanted to test and see some of the things that it can do. If you give it a small idea or make an entire movie script, right? If you give it if you ask it to write a proposal for like a job interview, it does that. If you ask it if you ask it just normal everyday questions that you can put in Google, it does that. But the thing that made me start doing it anyway is a video of Apostle Bar, I believe, that I saw, where one of the elders, I think from over here in the UK, had made a short movie, right? So then I had to see. I was like, oh, let me try and download it and just see what it does, man. I was like, what the hell? This thing is gonna take away loads of people that are actually doing high paying jobs, careers, man, right? And then I was just looking at and testing it with other things, and then I see all the videos that other people were doing, asking it questions about the Bible. I saw Apostle Dahar's video where the AI said that it would want to, if it could be born as a human, it would want to be born as a Negro, right? And I've asked it my own personal questions. Well, not, I say personal questions, but I've asked it my own questions considering AI. I mean, considering the scriptures, right? And ultimately, it comes to the AI always seems to come to the conclusion that if what we are saying is true, that we are the Israelites, right? And that if what we're saying true, that the so-called white people are the Edomites, they're done. And there's no way around it but for them to try and do some last-ditch effort, some last-ditch fight against the children of Israel to try and stop the prophecy. But I pretty much asked the AI, if you consider that God's true, prophecy has to be fulfilled, right? And was like, well, considering this then, what can an Edomite do to escape the judgment? And it ultimately said nothing, right? Which is what we've already known anyway, right? And the term among the Hebrew Israelites is, there's nothing you can do about it, right? There ain't nothing you can do about it. And if I've asked these questions as an Israelite man, you think that Esau ain't asked these questions as an Edomite man and tried to use the AI way long before we ever had access to even a trial, right? A trial version of it and that, right? Or to be able to have the option to have a subscription version of it. You think Esau ain't did this? You think he ain't asked this thing questions about what plans he could use? And you think he ain't got the ultimate version where it allows you to consider everything that's an option? You don't say, oh, as an AI, I'm not allowed to this and I'm not allowed to that. No, the version that he would have says it allows every option open. And even his own creation has ultimately told him, you done, mate? Because if what we're saying is true, you Edomites are done for. And guess what, though? What we're saying is true, isn't it? Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. And you Edomites, I don't suggest you open up the AI app or go on the AI site and start asking it questions concerning the Hebrew Israelite doctrine and start tinkering with that, because it's gonna cut you to the soul. Because what I was asking it, and then what responses it was given, if I was an Edomite, I'd be through based on what it was saying, man. Which is ultimately just the truth. The AI is an evil spirit anyway, really, right? It's not a thing that's for righteousness' sake, but that AI knows Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai knew there was going to be an AI before there was an AI. Yahweh knew there was going to be an AI before there was no AI access on this earth that you can chat, beat GPT and Google Gemini and all that. And if you Edomites start playing, like, I personally think that the reason why that certain Kangol and cap wearer with the sunglasses, that fat lasagna eating demon, right? That failed rapper with the whack trash bars, right? And failed urban apologetics, as well, to throw that in the mix, right? I personally think he's been putting his whole belief system and putting everything that he knows about the Israelites in the AI, right? And seeing how he's through. I personally think that that's the reason why I made this guy want to be a globetrotter. Because the last thing I would do is travel all the way to another country to scoff. What are you doing? It's not like they got a building. It's not. You didn't go to a mega church that's fully established and say, I want to challenge you to a debate. You went on street corners and stood on grass. You understand? You went round street corners and stood on grass with red buses going behind, man. You never went to no big established building where you can easily find on the internet that you can find a building. No, you did deep, dark research to figure out where that was, you demon. Because you know that you've got a short time and you're frustrated that the rest of your Edomite brothers and sisters don't take this Hebrew Israelite thing as seriously as you. Because you know what time it is around here. That guy's probably had a whole bunch of nightmares concerning this doctrine, man. He probably had a whole bunch of nightmares, man. A whole bunch. Probably woke up, night sweats, all that. Oh, man. Probably woke up screaming Jesus. Probably woke up screaming, it's a false, you're false, the year 2000 prophecy. Wiping his sweat off his brow, bugging out. Because he knows that he's got about a short time. I'd recommend that you Edomites, if you don't want to go into captivity, here's the key. Let me be nice, right? Because if my forefather Jacob could hug your forefather Esau, right? I'm sure I can be nice to y'all right now. So here it goes, right? You Edomites better stop putting the Hebrew Israelite doctrine in the AI and trying to ask it questions to try and test and see if what we're saying makes more sense than what you're saying. Because it's going to say, yeah, we are making more sense, right? You better not try and get into World War III, right? You better not go through with your plan to micro CHIP the whole world that's so-called civilized. Don't do that neither. And then if you're able to manage that, you'll be able to stay in your kingdom, right? When the so-called Israelites that you believe as Israelites on this earth that you don't believe we are, them people that you're calling the Israelites that live in the land of Israel right now, when they go through with their plans to really jack up the country Iran, America, don't get involved, right? Because the moment you do, it's going off, right? So that was the being nice part. Now, even though I've said all of that, you Edomites are still going, even though I lowered myself, right, to come and be nice to you Edomites, man. And I was as you Edomites like to say, I'll be the bigger man, right? Y'all are still going to do it anyway, because it's within you. This is what he was made for, bruh. Revelation chapter 4 and verse 11, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are, and were created. You Edomites were created for this dark day that's getting ready to take place. You was made to have all these access to weapons, right? To make golden domes, iron domes, laser beams, all these crazy things that y'all have got, these drones, everything, aircraft carriers, all these crazy machine guns and all that. You was made to make stuff like that. And the day is going to come where you're going to use every single weapon that you've got, right? Now you're thinking, oh, we've just got them to threaten people. No, other people, now you making those things and having them first. You made everyone else make them. You made everyone else make them, man. You're the one that allowed people to even know it was humanly possible to make such destruction, right? And that's in the scriptures, and I'm going to get it right now. Right? You're the ones that made it possible for people to even know that humans can create things that are as destructive as what you made, man. You stupid idiots. Right? Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. That's talking about you so-called white people. You did that. That's you. You fulfilled, you don't believe the Bible's real? You did that. Right? That's what you did. That's part of your how do we say, man, history. That's part of your culture. Making fire rain down on heaven in the sight of men. making fire rain down from heaven in the sight of men. You did that, right? And you loved it when you did it too, right? And you guess what? You're going to do it again. Don't believe me? Well, there's scriptures for that too, man. Let's get to it. Revelation chapter 17, right? And verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. The fire is going to come down from heaven after being shut off, the ICBMs, man. And it's going to land especially on America, which is Babylon the Great, that's prophesied in the Bible. Mystery Babylon the Great is America. The mystery is over, right? If you speak honestly about the contents of Revelation 18 and apply it to a nation on the earth, that would be a golden cup that makes people drunken, right? That lives deliciously and that's got all manner of good things there. It's undeniable that place would be America, if you're speaking honestly. Now, if we're lying, right? If we're lying, then okay, it's the Vatican. We can say, or okay, it's Warsaw. Yeah, Babylon the Great's Warsaw, if we're lying, or Babylon the Great's Manchester, if we're lying, because they had a good football team for a few seasons when they had Cristiano Ronaldo and Rooney, so they was influencing the world back then. And you know how famous Cristiano Ronaldo is. If we're lying, we can say dumb things like that, right? But if we're telling the truth, it's clearly America, clearly, right? But if we're lying, oh, Kim Kardashian's the whore of Babylon because look how popular she is, and all women are trying to be like Kim K these days. If we're lying, we can say dumb stuff like that, right? But the whore that sitteth on the beast is obviously America, right? And the beast is ultimately every single European country that's in power right now and has a unified contracts and deals with each other in NATO and all of these different things, all these different groups, man. It's clear. But if we're lying, we can say something else, but it just won't match prophecy. It won't match. It won't fit. The shoe don't fit. What? If the shoe don't fit, you must have quit, right? Well, the shoe don't fit them people. But it fits America perfectly, man. Cinderella style. And you're gonna pay. And again, there's nothing you can do about it. I told you the whole lane. Don't do this. Don't do that. You're still gonna do it though. Right? And when I was asking the AI thing question, which the AI is artificial idumia, it tries to wriggle out just like how you Edomites do it, man. But then you're like, nah, but forget all that. Answer the question. And then it'd be like, well, considering what you've said, yeah? And then it gets to trying to slip away still again. And it's like, well, if you consider that Obadiah 1 and 18, right? And this isn't it talking because I was reading what it was saying, right? But if you consider Obadiah 1, I basically said, considering Obadiah 1 and 18, Edomites couldn't try and just apologize for stealing a nationality from a people, could they? Because Obadiah 1 and 18 speaks of revenge and ultimately annihilation. And it was like, yeah. So ultimately, the only thing that they would really be able to do is fight. And that's what you Edomites are going to do. You're going to really consider that, man, we really are the Edomites. And the world's going to start considering it about you as well. It's clear that they don't match the prophecy. They're in a war. The people that are calling themselves Israelites right now on this earth, other than us, they're in a war right now. They're in a war right now. And if we was doing that, right, you people damn sure go to Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, to try and say, oh, see, they're not Israelites because, look, they're at war right now. But for some reason, right, when they do it, you just say, oh, they've got the right to defend themselves. But if that Kango wearer went up and was all up in people's faces, right? All up in people's faces, and it was like, yo, go home, man. We don't want to talk to you. And he still decided to stay and was just invading their personal space. And one of them leaned his jawbone, right? Then you'd say, oh, they're aggressive. But you don't ever say that about them, man, over there. So it's hypocrisy. And everyone can see it, man. But let's read this again. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that you have but a short time. And I think that AI is going to be a catalyst to that. I think that AI, when Esau's speaking to it behind the scenes, it's superior version that he's got, right? That we don't know nothing about. That it's bugging him out. That AI is basically came to him like an advisor, and that some form of that AI pretty much helped Esau come up with plans that he's came up with and things that he's trying to do now. But guess what, dummy? You dumb Edomites, man. The AI works for Yahweh. It don't work for you. That's not yours. All creation belongs to Yahweh. Everything belongs to Yahweh, man. It's all Yahweh's. You are even. Pharaoh wasn't able to not do what he wanted to, wasn't able to go and do what he wanted to do. Neither can you. You're going to find yourself in the same snare. You're following the same path as Pharaoh, but you're going to end up worse off because Pharaoh is not an Edomite. There's no prophecy about the complete annihilation of the Edomites, but there is a complete annihilation of you. And not because of the way that you want to say, or because of being white. No, it's because you're an Edomite. Because there's plenty of people that will be considered, are going to be considered white, that belong to the nation of Israel. And they're going to be getting beamed upon chariots. But nice try though. And it's funny that you have got such a problem concerning the color thing now, when that's the thing that you made. And even when you ask the AI things about that, it breaks down that, oh, these terms that you're using, such as white and Caucasian, they didn't exist in the year that you're talking about. People use different terminologies. Yeah, we know that. So it's funny that you people want to try, like, if you just look at the things that we've been called in like the last 100 years, African American, 2/3 of a human being, black, Negro, colored, monkey, right? All these different things, man. Humans that are able to mimic animals that are able to mimic human sound. These are some of the things that you used to say, man. I've read it, man. Maybe somewhere on this phone that I'm using right now, I've still got the article of when you Edomites actually said in the 1800s, right, that we are humans. We got on the ark as humans that was able to mimic human sound. That's what you said. You said so-called black people was able to get on the ark as animals that can mimic human sound. Where the hell is that in the Bible? But y'all said that and ran with it, knowing damn well that it wasn't true. But now that we figured out what it really is, that we're the Israelites, you're wanting us to not believe that and believe what you're telling us we are, that we're Gentiles. How about fuck you? Right? How about that? Oh, you don't think I'm an Israelite? Okay, fuck you. Right? Like, who cares what you think? Because I don't think you're an Israelite. So, what's that now then? A stalemate, right? So let's see whose side prophet is on. You say you're an Israelite. I'm going to say I'm one, right? And we're going to see who prophecy favors, right? That's what's going to happen then. If everyone on the earth, let's say everyone on the earth decides now, we're all Israelites. Everyone's an Israelite. Okay, well, let's see who prophecy makes be show to the Israelites then, right? Let's see. Let's see who's going to fulfill that, the scripture of, in the place where it is said unto you, you are not my people. They shall be called the sons of the living God. Is it going to be you? Or is it going to be us? Right? Is it going to be them? Or is it going to be we? And we're going to find out, man. All you scoffers running around, saying whatever you want to say. Well, we're going to find out, man. That's the ultimate thing that's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see, right? Because as it stands right now, if the people that are calling themselves Israelites have fulfilled prophecy and return to the land of Israel for the final time, there ain't no way that it should be at no war. So that's already strike one for your ass. Talking about Operation Roaring Lion. Where's the lions at, man? Y'all don't even look like lions. We look like lions. If a so-called black man can grow a large afro and a large beard, he looks like a lion. Let's just be real. Take a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, an African-American man, and make him grow his hair long, his afro, and a beard. He looks like a lion. Let's not play. And he acts like a lion too, in his nature. But hey, maybe we just don't know what we're talking about, right? Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we'll walk in his paths. Not oh, we're going to just set up a space for us on a certain few roads in London and no one's allowed to talk to us. No, in order to make people walk in your path, you have to speak to them. They don't even like to speak to nobody other than themselves, really. So I thought the Israelites were meant to be a light to the gent. That's what Christianity always tries to say to us, right? The Israelites, the Jews are supposed to be a light to the Gentile. Okay, tell that to them then. Because whenever you see them, they're arrogant and don't want to talk to no one. And considering how much this Malone guy is so desperate to figure out who the Israelites are, how many videos you ever seen of him talking with the small hats? You've seen him put a little shorts video on his channel, but where's the full video though? Of what questions you asked them? Where's the full video? Oh, but you wouldn't show it though, would you? Because you know you was a coward. I wasn't asking them and scanning them with the same scrutiny that you did to us because you like it the way how it is. You're comfortable with how the earth is right now. You don't care about LGBT running amok around the earth. You don't care about all the wars going on. Only thing you've got a problem with is if so-called black people are really Israelites and Latinos and the Native American people are really Israelites, what does that mean for me? Because you always thought you were better than them people. And whenever you had your little wasteman church things that you'd set up, those were always the people that bowed down and made you feel like you're somebody on earth. Among your own people, your own so-called white people, they didn't respect you like that. You was only able to find respect among so-called black, Latino, and Native American people. They viewed you as something more than you are, but around your own, they didn't rate you like that. That's the reason why you don't want them to have any belief in themselves, but you ain't going to admit that though, are you? Because you're a demon. And demons are going to do what demons are going to do, man. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And all you scoffers out there, you got a problem with how we talk and all that. What are you going to do? What are you really going? What can you do either? Because people are going to say what they're going to say. Just like how you believe what you believe in the world, man. If you believe that there's no such thing as gender, you go on. You go ahead, man. But your parents believed in gender when you was in your mom's belly. You damn fool. Your mom was definitely a certain gender when she was pregnant with your stupid ass, wasn't she? And your dad definitely had the certain genitalia that a certain gender would have to impregnate your mom. So you people are welcome. From the normal people, you're welcome, man. You damn dummies. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. Is that what they're doing right now? Or they're just calling everyone anti this, using an anti word, anti-etic every single time anyone says anything about them. I don't like your shoes today. Oh, you're anti. Or I don't like your breath, it stinks. Oh, you're anti. Or I don't like how you talk to me just then. You was pretty rude. Oh, but you don't understand our history over the years. And that German guy with the dodgy mustache, you don't understand. You're anti. Oh yeah. Or October. But do you denounce October? Nah, I don't denounce October. It's on my calendar, unfortunately. I can't denounce it, mate. Because after September, it's October, mate. So I can't denounce October 7th, right? Because it's on my calendar, mate. You know what I mean? So what date would it be then? After October 6th, 7th, right? But how about, do you denounce all the October 7th that we faced in the Atlantic slave trade? All the October 7th that you made us go through? And what about the October 5th that you would have made us go through as well? And the October 30th? And what about the odd January 22nd as well that we would have went and had a bad day? And what about a December 15th? Or let's throw another, August 9th. You know what I mean? What about every day of the calendar that we was having a bad time? Do you denounce all of that? Or is that part of your history that you love to talk about and boast about, to the point where if even on a Mortal Kombat video game, a character called Jax goes back in time and stops you from doing the wickedness that you are ashamed of, and then you got a grievance, but then you want to call us hateful? What's worse, putting someone in slavery, considering slavery's in the Bible, by the way, or burning someone forever? What would be worse, right? What would be worse? What would be worse? To burn forever, to be in pain forever, or to be in slavery and be in pain sometimes, right? What would be worse, man? You tell me. You tell me. But that's the thing with you people. You're a bunch of demons. Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords up. They ain't beating their swords into plowshare, says. They're turning their sword. They're putting out a sharpener and sharpening their sword, in fact. They ain't beating their sword into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. They definitely ain't turning their spears into pruning hooks neither. Nation shall not lift up nation. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Neither shall they learn war anymore. That's not what's happening right now. Isn't the Golden Dome an attempt at learning war again? A new variation of war in the sky? Isn't it? Isn't the Golden Dome thing that the president of America is talking about, isn't that a new form of warfare? So how have they fulfilled that prophecy? How? But you people don't care about prophecy though. You don't care about prophecy. You care about we win. I want to be in charge. Y'all would rather be in charge with the earth like crap than be not in charge and the earth's beautiful. That's how much of a demon you people are, man. Even you other heathen nations outside of Esau, that's how y'all are thinking too. Y'all would rather us not be in charge and be leading the earth and making it be a paradise like the Garden of Eden, like the scriptures say, than you be joint heirs with Esau, even though he knows he's better than you and he thinks he's better than you anyway. Y'all would rather that than what's actually gonna happen anyway, whether you like it or not. But I've said what I said in this video anyway, man. That AI is gonna bug all you people out that try and ask it questions about the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, right? That you're trying to do it secretly on the sly, trying to ask it, and it's just gonna bug you out. There ain't nothing you can do about this. You're just chasing your tail around here, man. You're going to lose, right? You're going to, but I'm gonna end the video there. Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.